Glendora charges that either the judge or his amanuensis cannot read or cannot affect reading comprehension, admit or deny, and give your grounds. The Constitution of the United States is handwritten, the Constitution, the Declaration of the Independence is handwritten, and the Constitution of the State of New York is handwritten. Admit or deny. Says this law clerk, ascertain who those individuals are, the capacity in which they are named, or the wrongful actions in which they allegedly engaged. I'm not suing them. A, this is so puerile, or maybe it's senile, incompetent, inept, and pathetic. Go back to English Composition 101, Reading Comprehension. 48. Whoever wrote this paper cannot read and cannot comprehend plain Anglo-Saxon terms. Admit or deny. Says the amanuensis, with respect to the Eric Press, the law in this circuit clearly provides that judges enjoy absolute immunity from personal liability for acts committed within their judicial jurisdiction. And it's Young versus Southgate. Well, now, my dear people, Congress never made any such law. Congress never made any such law. And admit or deny. And that the Young site is just that. It is not a law, it's only a site. Admit, deny. But I have a law that judges are not immune. And the law is Title 42 of the United States Code, Section 1983. That every person who violates your civil rights is liable to you. Judge, you are a person. Bearman, you are a person. Press, you are a person. You have violated civil rights, and you are liable to me and to anybody else that you violate. Every person includes judges and clerks. Anybody who works for a state, and everybody who works for a state took an oath. Let me say the law to you again. What is it? Title 42, United States Code, Section 1983. Every person is a judge. Absolute immunity, said this stupid case, Young versus Southgate. Absolute immunity of a judge applies however erroneous the act may have been. Wouldn't you know a stupid judge would do this? And however injurious in the consequences it may have proved to the plaintiff. Would you know the judge would do that? Wouldn't you know the judges that we have today would be that anti-American? To say nothing of that anti-God, anti-Christian. Wouldn't you know that they'd come up with something like this? This is not a law. It's only another bad decision by another bad judge. And you lie. And you cheat. Admit or deny, and give the grounds. It is just another bad decision by another bad judge. It is just a consumer spit out. Excuse me. It's just a computer spit out. There are just as many pros as cons. You go look up these cases, and you will find as many for it as there are against it. It's a washout. It's a spit out. It's a washout. And page 50. Judge Press will be dismissed as a party in this action. Just like that. Peremptorily, categorically, just like that. No law, no statutory authority, no constitutional authority. What is your statutory authority? What are your grounds? Answer. If you do not answer, you have no statutory authority and you have no grounds. As noted above, however, it is not clear if plaintiff is attempting to assert claims against other individuals who are mentioned in the body of the complaint. If I were asserting complaints against them, I would have them in the caption. How long have you been in a court? If they are not in the caption, they are not being sued. Admit, deny. How obtuse can a law clerk get? And you, Mordu, how could you sign such a thing? But not listed in the caption. If, in fact, there are additional claims that plaintiff is attempting to assert in this action, which plaintiff has a legal right to do. My goodness, they actually acknowledge that a person has a legal right. And over which this court may properly exercise jurisdiction, plaintiff may not set forth those claims in an amended complaint. Okay. Quote, exercise proper jurisdiction, unquote. Expatiate and specify. Answer. This court, quote unquote, so far has done nothing properly. Glendora is not ready to sue these others, accursed as they are at this time. Conclusion. Alright, that's where we'll pick up. On page 51. I've had enough of this for the time being. I want to think about God's greatness, 1. And 2, that you can experience God's greatness anytime you want. 3, for God's position. 5, for God's creation. 6, for God's invention. 7, for God's design. 8, for God's manufacturing, creating. 10, for God's stars. And we have our own star, and it's giving us light today and warmth. Frost last night, first one, 31 degrees. Where were we? 9, God's colors. 10, God's love. 11, God's prodigious generosity, opulence, affluence. 12, God's happiness. 13, God's cats who purr. 14, God's dogs, puppies who wag their tails. 15, God's beauty. Now that's what you call a moment of ecstasy, a moment of exhilaration, a moment of exuberance. And you can have those, as many as you want, any time of the day. Now I know what you're doing is significant, and I know it's important, but believe me, it's second rate. This is first rate. The more of those moments you have during the day, the more successful you are going to be, the more wealthy you are going to be, the more happy you are going to be, the more appreciated, the more you're going to have achievement, the more you're going to have attainment, the more you're going to have satisfaction, fulfillment, realization. And look how easy it was to pull that moment. Now, in the happy book, I designate, or the joy book, or whatever this is, it's a log, I designate such moments with a red triangle. I want to leave you with that. Dear Lord, and I'm not leaving, I'm coming back, you know, to do these other 50 pages. It's very, very valuable information for you. I want you protected. Dear Lord and Father of mankind, forgive our foolish ways. Reclothe us in our rightful mind. In purer lives thy service find. In deeper reverence praise. Now folks, we have traveled many, many miles since I talked to you this morning. We went from the Hudson River over to the Berkshires and down into Springfield, Massachusetts, and then over the Massachusetts Turnpike, and then we went on into Worcester, and there we turned north toward Lowell, and then we went on to 495 around Boston. We went through New Hampshire at Portsmouth, and we came into the great state of Maine. Da ta 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 ta. And now what I'm going to do is to resume reading to you. on page 51, I believe. Yes. Now, talking to the court, again, we're talking to a judge named Mordue, M-O-R-D-U-E, and a magistrate named Treese, and a clerk named Behrman. And Glendora says to them, you will actually consent that Glendora has some rights? Well, law clerks and Mordue's page 3, we're up to, there's only 3 pages long, and we're up to the 3rd page. And he says, or his law clerk says, and over which this court may properly exercise jurisdiction, the plaintiff may set forth these claims in an amended complaint. Well, Glendora says, exercise proper jurisdiction. Well, I would like you to expatiate and specify on that and give me an answer. And this court, quote unquote, so far has done nothing properly, and Glendora is not ready to sue these others, accursed as they are at this time. Now the judge writes, or the clerk, Ghost writes, this conclusion. For the reasons stated above, the pleading as presented to this court cannot be supported by an arguable basis in law and must therefore be dismissed pursuant to Title 28 of the United States Code, Section 1915. Glendora says, this is rambling and confusing. B, you have not proved your case. C, explain your reasons. List them. Do a Rule 8 and a Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, Rule 10. Answer. Also, do a Rule 10, enumerate your paragraphs, and give headings, something that you have eschewed. So, this judge and this clerk goes on to say, should the plaintiff claim that this action should not be dismissed, she is directed to take an amended complaint within 30 days of the filing date of this order, and any amended complaint which shall supersede and replace in its entirety plaintiff's original complaint. We're up to page 53. Continue reading what the ghostwriter wrote. Must allege claims which plaintiff has a legal right to pursue, and over which this court may properly exercise jurisdiction. A, says Glendora. Glendora has already done this. B, and this court, so-called, should have acted properly and explain, quote, properly exercise jurisdiction, unquote. Who is this court? Is Mordue this court? Answer, C, D, and E. And then written is, wherefore it is hereby ordered that Eric Press is dismissed as a defendant in this action, and it is further, and Glendora says, A, did you get paid for this? B, did you get any benefit from this? Were you influenced by any person to do this? Have you talked to Eric Press or anybody associated with him? Have you done anything ex parte as to this court? Answer. We're on page 53, and we'll go to 55 and see how we're doing. We're in the state of Maine now. Glendora says, how can Eric Press be dismissed as a defendant in this case when he is the only defendant? And this case is all about Eric Press. How can he be dismissed and there still be a case? Answer. Supra is a heterotaxis, an arm where a leg should be, an eye where a nose should be. It's a Picasso painting, and it's a contradiction. This order, and it is further ordered, that if the plaintiff fails to timely file, that's the split infinitive, timely file an amended complaint, the clerk enter judgment dismissing the action without further order of this court due to plaintiff's failure to state a claim upon which relief may be granted pursuant to Title 28 of the United States Code, Section 1915. Well, to that Glendora says. Wait, we have one more sentence before Glendora says. Ordered that no summonses shall issue and no service of process shall be attempted, and this court has issued a written order specifically directing such actions, and it is further, hold it, no summons need be issued. There is only one defendant, and that defendant, Eric Press. All he had to do was to acknowledge the lawsuit and waive the cost of serving a summons, and that was his civic duty to do so. So summonses are not an issue. Admit or deny. And if you deny, what are your grounds? And this is what any true American would do instead of running away like a coward, a fugitive. He has been a coward throughout this entire fiasco. Now, order that the clerk serve a copy of this order on the plaintiff by regular mail. Did you serve Eric Press? Admit or deny. And if you deny, what are your grounds? We're doing 56, folks, to the end of this order, and then we're going to take a break. No, you did not. And nowhere do you provide a service list. Did you speak to Eric Press or to anybody else in his behalf? Answer. Admit, deny. Tautological. It is ordered. You've already ordered it. And it's dated October 9, 2007. But you do not say where. What is this called? Anyway, you're supposed to give the date and the location. And you didn't do that. And it's signed Norman A. Mordue, M-O-R-D-U-E, Chief United States District Judge. And Glendora says, his name is Mordue, right? Glendora says, there is more due Glendora. These ordered, quote-unquote, claims are too many, and they are rambling and confusing. Now, folks, let me just show you his signature. Thank you, Gordon. Did I get it? I think probably you did. I just want to show this close-up in the light of his signature. It's always important to see a judge's signature. There it is, folks. As I say, that's page 56.
Yes, it's about protecting your information, being careful what you convey to those who call and visit you at your home. And my favorite here on the list is number 4. It's shrewd to be rude. We're all raised to be polite people. None of us really want to be rude. But when people call you or visit you and start probing for personal information, again, be on guard. It's shrewd to be rude and hang up the phone. So with that, I just want to say thanks very much. Have a beautiful day in a wonderful autumn. Thank you.
Is this the man I have to speak to about the guy?
public access here.
Okay, where is that located, sir?
The tech center over at Coney High School.
Oh, Coney High School?
Yeah,
Okay, sir.
yeah.
Do you know where that is, Gordon? Coney High School?
I'm trying to think.
Okay, could you please give
Do
me...
you know where the old Coney High School is?
I know where the old one is, yeah.
Yeah, you go up, you go right past the old front entrance to Coney High School. That's off the rotary and to the left-hand side of the building. If you keep following that street straight up there, it'll eventually bring you to the new high school.
Okay, would you say, sir, you go past the old Coney High School, and what do you do?
You just keep going right up the hill, right up...
Go up the hill?
Yeah, just keep going right up the hill and stay bearing to your right, and then, it's probably a mile, mile and a half up the road, you'll see a whole new school complex on your left-hand side. It's the high school, it's the technical center, the football field is right there on the corner of the road.
The only question, sir, I'm out here.
Honey, do you have their number?
How do I get back down? I gotta go right downtown, haven't I? Take a left, go up the hill. Is that right?
Correct.
Around the circle, up above.
Around the circle,
The Coney's right there.
and Coney's right there.
I think I-
You go to the left side of Coney, take that street and keep
Is
following.
this what, about a mile up there?
Probably a mile, mile and a half.
What's the name of the street, sir?
I think it's Coney Street.
Coney Street?
Yeah.
You don't know the
It's right
address?
around the circle.
No, I don't.
Do you have their telephone number?
No, I don't.
Do you think you could get it?
Do you have the phone book out here?
Oh, you got it in the phone book? I'm sorry.
Must be in the phone book.
I think I'm all right. I know how to go down that
Yeah.
circle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta get down, I go downtown.
And who's in charge over there, sir?
Amber's her first name. Her last name used to be Dosty, but she's married now, and I can't remember what the heck her last name is now.
Forever Amber.
Forever Amber. No, they're Channel 7.
They're Channel 7.
Right.
And
Right, we're Channel 9 here, but it's not public access.
Oh, what are you?
We're called, what's it called? Local origination.
We're local origination.
Yes, we are, yes.
Are you in charge of that?
No, I'm not. I just work here. I won't take the blame for anything.
Is this the only one we could get in this area though for the situation we want? Just that one?
It depends what you want.
Well, I don't know, she could swing.
And you used to be Adelphia?
Yes.
Uh-huh. And you were trying to buy it?
Right.
Mm-hmm. And what's the coverage area? You said Adelphia.
Oh, our coverage area for Channel 9 goes all the way from Old Town down to Kennebunk and from Bar Harbor to Bethel.
That's great.
Yeah, we cover most
Bar
of it.
Harbor to Bethel?
Yeah.
Where's Bethel?
It's up there.
Bethel is right on the, you know where Rumford is?
Oh, it's near, it's on
Well,
the Rumford border?
you go beyond Rumford even more, and it's right on the border of Maine and New Hampshire. It's
Yeah.
well beyond
Oh, and
Rumford.
you include Rumford.
Yeah, the only place we don't cover is Skowhegan area and Farmington, because that's Beeline Cable, that's a different cable company. And we don't cover Brunswick, because that's
Okay, thanks.
the Brunswick cable. We cover just about
Breathe on this
everything else.
Bernie, you might want to tell this young man what, you told him what this is all about?
Oh,
He might be able to help you more.
Bob Gilbert. Nice to meet you. How are you?
From New York.
But I didn't know that.
Okay.
And that's who's visiting him. He lives in
Oh, okay. Yep, I live in Farmingdale. Very good. I've got the capital area technical center phone number. 626-2475.
2475, yes.
It's 622. My direct one is 622.
It is.
No, excuse me, it's just got your phone number.
Does it look like it's
620-3310. They just changed our whole phone system over.
Oh, thank you very much.
So,
I appreciate it.
Now, do you want to tell me what this is all about?
Well, poor man, he doesn't have time. I have a chat with Glendora cable TV show. Portland, Oregon, Houston, Texas, all of New York. We're making a cable vision down there.
Yep.
All of Long Island, all of Westchester County, Dutchess County, Suffolk County, Albany, North Washington,
Yep.
Maryland.
And is, you use access down there, non-commercial. Right.
I know he was actually
Right.
regular code.
Yeah.
All different,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we've got,
That was regular code.
most towns are set up for this public, actually take public education and government. But most towns don't take advantage of it, but Augusta has a very active one.
They do, huh?
Yeah, they've been at it for a
And if
while.
you're on in Augusta, you're in this great big area?
No, that's just if you're with Channel 9. Augusta is the greater Augusta area. Augusta, Gardner, Farmingdale, Hollowell, Chelsea.
How do you cover those other areas? Where
That's
you're
through Channel 9. That's what we are with the local origination.
Okay, then what do we do if we want to go to all the other areas?
Then you would have to purchase airtime.
Oh, you purchase airtime, they don't have public access,
Or you could, there are some towns that have public access, like,
And do you originate it, or you?
no, that's all individual ones. I mean, they do have public access, even though, Brunswick is not part of our cable company. Brunswick is very active cable access.
Run by the municipality?
Yes, to them and the schools. Let's see, Norway, South Paris, which is Western Maine, is very active.
But they have their own, huh?
Lewiston has their own.
And you're included in Lewiston?
Channel 9 is Lewiston, yes.
Channel 9.
Which is our local origination.
Do you want that this way, or? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example. Time Warner Albany, New York, goes all the way from Hudson, New York, all the way up to Massachusetts, all the way over to Herkimer, all the way over to Lebanon Mountain. But because we run public access there in Albany, it takes in the whole area. But yours doesn't.
No, our local origination station covers most of the state. So the public access is our little region, our individual region.
Okay, so what's the public access cover? Augusta?
The local one covers, the greater Augusta area, Augusta, Gardner, Hollowell, Chelsea.
Augusta, Gardner, Chelsea, you mentioned another one.
Just the greater Hollowell, yeah, it's just the greater Augusta area, and Gardner is in that too, yeah.
Okay.
You have a computer?
My son does, I don't.
Okay, if you go on the computer and have him look up,
You want to write this down? Yes.
have him look up public access Maine, and it'll bring up a whole list of all the public access stations in Maine with their addresses and all of that, and phone numbers, people to contact and all of that. Well, there you go, you know how to do that.
Okay, I got that.
Yeah, and that'll give you a whole list, that'll give you all the public access stations all
Okay.
around the state.
Okay. Thanks.
You're very welcome.
Thanks. You want to hear today's joke? Computers are in the Bible. Eve said to Adam, do you want an apple too?
Oh, man.
Hey, boss, thanks for that all that time.
You are very welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Gilbert. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. Yes, I thank you very much.
Did you get anything out of it?
Well, sure.
It sounds very good to me.
Well, sure. It's all the whole Augusta area. No, it's just that. If you're on TV in Augusta, you're also on in Gardner, Hollowell,
What is it
and
you gotta
Chelsea.
go around the Pony High School for? What is it you want? What do you want
That's
to do?
where public access is.
All right.
Yes. Just let me ask them one thing.